And a pleasant good afternoon and welcome inside Adelard Arena as the RA St. M's U15s on the ice to take on the Cape Cod Whalers. Match also alongside Harrison Prey. Game 2 of a triple header here from Adelard. U16s took care of business. See if the U15s can here against Cape Cod, and then the U14s will follow us for Game 3 as they take on the Boston College Junior Eagles. A packed weekend of hockey from Adelard.
Yeah, absolutely. One game after another, but you know, good to see lots of different age groups going at it today, and another Mount Hockey game, so it can't get any better than this.
Carson Mertz in net for the RA St. M's. Rich in net for the Cape Cod Whalers. Saints in the white with the red and blue trim. Cape Cod Whalers in the green with the blue trim. And if the NHL still existed in Hartford, you might think that this was Montreal Canadiens against the Hartford Whalers in days of old. Sure. Takes that one in the backside corner. Tried to be moved around along the back boards, and a quick shot attempt came from the outside edge. It's the 22 of Cole Longfield. McKyman sends that one back across, once again held up there by Will Bent. McKyman, Jamie Glantz was able to shield McKyman as that one came back to the blue line, pops over top of Glantz's head and into the icing territory.
Should be interesting to see what this U15 has in store today. Able to get a really, nice win last week against Boston Hockey Academy 10-1, and so let's see if they can replicate their previous success.
A couple of games on the road for this U15 side over the course of the weekend. Back on home ice today. Wyatt Britton. Blake set that one right across the front of the goal, and Glantz an opportunity to get a stick on it. Glantz back for Britton, and that one off of Rich's blocker pad. Back for Jamie Glantz once again, looking for Will Bent in the center. Comes back instead right along the blue line there for the 18 of Gavin Callahan. Callahan poking at it. Bent comes up with it. Slides off of his stick, and Frangello will send this one down for the Whalers. Tumbling to the ice was Will Bent. And a whistle and a stoppage of play on offside. Face-off won by the Saints, pulled all the way back for Peter Nicoletta. And Nicoletta carried that one forward. Opportunity there for Easton Wallows. Up into the stomach area. And then sent back down. Nicoletta from Ryder Kensler. Came right in front! Shot! Score! From the 21 of Chance Adams.
Great play by Chance Adams, able to come in on that loose puck, able to just skate right through the slot and just nice quick flick of the wrist, and Adams able to take advantage early and often.
The Music City native, Nashville, Tennessee, picks up his second goal of the season and puts the Saints on the board 1-0. On the full official opening weekend of the NFL season, Titans fans in Nashville certainly excited about the future of their franchise. If you haven't seen the renderings of that new $2.1 billion stadium they're going to build in Nashville, it's just absolutely ridiculous. Caleb Rumpf along the back side of the net. That one trickles past, goes back for Scherer. Scherer sent that one right across, and a attempt off of the stick of Bryce Jacobiak hit traffic. Rumpf slid that one right through, and Rich had to kick it away. Is standing right there, and a shot and a score the other way. Mulkerin for the Whalers.
Good response by Mulkerin. Just a one-on-one that time, and he was able to take advantage, skating right through the slot. We see that a couple times today, even with the U16 team, where there's a one-on-one and leaving the goaltender out to dry, and Mulkerin able to tie this back up at 1.
Culkin, Longfield, that one just up over top of the crossbar. McKyman keeps it in play. Tried to be redirected there from the 6 of Culkin after McKyman sent that one back in. Hard shot, Mertz off of the blocker pad. Sliding through the neutral zone as Culkin and Gentili collided with each other. Callahan. McKyman. Around the back sideboards. McKyman again for Culkin. Longfield tried to move that one through offside. Is not able to get back across the blue line before the puck trickled in. Was McKenna for the Whalers. So Missouri against Bent. Face off here with 12:19 left to play in the first. And today's first period action is brought to you by Hamden Sports Center, Connecticut's Hockey Pro Shop, and by Stanley Tree, employee owned and operated. Visit StanleyTree.com for more information. Peter Nicoletta chases that one to the corner. Moved along by Wyatt Britton. Bent, glance, slides wide. Jamie Glantz poking at it as McCurtain tried to flick that one into the deep corner. Chased, errant turnover, good clearance, falling away was Nicoletta. Blake from Britton for Bent. Will Bent dangles it on the edge of his stick for Jamie Glantz. Glantz gets sandwiched into the backside boards. Blake comes away to pull that one. Kalen Blake looking for Peter Nicoletta. It bounces to him, but back into the neutral zone. Easton Wallows overlaps. Glantz has it. Jamie Glantz pulls the trigger, and Rich makes the save.
Good to see this line being able to pepper some shots against the Whaler goaltender. I mean, been able to get a couple of good looks last couple of minutes or so, and just need to continue that going forward.
Wallows left that one sitting inside. Kinsler now chases it back at the blue line area. Moved along. Saints trying to string that one along through their zone. Nowhere really to go. Bryce Jacobiak trying to pull that one out of the backside, so too is Ryder Kinsler. Bottled up by the Whalers defense. Wallace. As this one gets chased back. Karam's off of the sideboards, comes back for McKyman. For the other half of the Crayers, Matt Crayer. See if he can equal what his brother Dylan just did.
Let's see. Be tough to top after a 2-goal performance, I must say.
That one is poked along by Scherer. Came off of the back sideboards. 9:40 left to go here in the first, and a 1-1 scoreline if you're just tuning in. An early goal from Chance Adams put the Saints up 1-0, and Cape Cod answered right back and brought us honors even at 1.
Yeah, and it was a quick response as well. I mean, it was just, within a couple of minutes, Mulkern was able to get that shorthanded goal and just, knot it back up at 1. So really just a competitive match we're seeing here today.
Sabarin, Rump, Girardello save Rich. Kept at the blue line for a moment before they have to trickle back and recollect. Forward for Rump. Scoots a little past him as it would be moved along by Girardello. Back into the neutral zone once again, Scherer. Scherer sends that one wide. Girardello chases it to the sideboards. Girardello for Caleb Rump. Rump in the corner. Gets pushed around by a Whalers player. Still getting pushed around, and now Rump back up to center. Here's a flick, and once again, the Whalers trying to open up spaces. McKenna moved that one along. Back for Cole Sabarin. Sabarin will send that one right in on Rich, and it has to be sticked away by the Whalers defense. McCurtain tries to dance through the middle as McKenna and Farron try to give him a little bit of a pick. Hulbig sends that one across. Back off of Hulbig once again. Wyatt Britton standing right there will corral the puck. Around the backside boards, behind his own net, went the 18 of Gavin Callahan. Callahan deflecting with Britton and Rump off of the side boards. Controlled for Farron at the blue line, calling for it. It finally does come back to him, but Sabarin bumped Farron, so did Girardello. Carosi tries to go back to get it, and instead it gets whacked to the opposite side of the ice. Caleb Rump, an opportunity there, could not collect that one. Boyle will send it across to Carosi, and the Whalers will get stuck on a little bit of a line change. Sideboard play near to the Mount bench. Released out by the Saints. Longfield got stood up hard right in front of the Whalers bench. Boyle dumped down. Whalers will complete a line change. They get that line 1. It has Mulkern on it along with Hines back out onto the ice. Culkin and the Saints as they work through along the right-hand side glass. Agafonov spins that one around, looking to go back to the blue line for Nicoletta. Instead, Mulkern came away with it. Opposite side for Ryder Kinsler. Kinsler will spin around and send that one back into the middle of the zone, and they can tic-tac-toe the pass across, and it'll be carried out by Culkin. Longfield and Nicoletta offside, stops play, 6 and change to go.
That was a big hit in front of the Whalers bench. We saw a pretty good view of that just in front of us. Man, they are getting down and physical today.
I believe that was the 12 of Farron that ran right into Longfield and sent Longfield flying down to the ice. Kinsler dumps that one down. Karam's back. Will Bent tried to go right inside, right back into the center instead. Glance flicked one backhandedly, and Rich makes the save.
See what the Mount can put together here. You know, you got the face-off circle and a couple of nice looks, shots from Glantz. So see if they can continue this.
Will bent blue line rider Kinsler. Kinsler tries to send that one back in. McCurtain comes away with it. 2-on-1 opportunity. Save made Carson Mertz.
Carson Mertz putting a good glove on that puck. Quick transition for the Whalers. Going from their own defensive zone now on offense.
Mertz again in traffic. Will stamp down on that one. And this U15 side, and we talked about this during a broadcast last week, this U15 side for Scott Gainey is like the spoils of goaltending. You essentially have a 1 and a 1A on this side. You have Carson Mertz. Your opposing player goaltender, which you really cannot even call a backup, is Max Brodeur.
Right, yeah, no, you have two very qualified and talented goaltenders that you can put out at any point in the game. And obviously, when you have two goaltenders, you know, as a coach, you'd love to just split time and have them get rest. And, you know, Mertz is clearly getting the nod today, giving Brodeur some time off.
Comes back across, as this will be sticked out of the zone by Cryer. Cryer looking for a little help in the middle. Chance Adams is there. Scherer against Masseri. Scherer comes to the better of that one for Cryer. Cryer drops that one off. Came back as it caromed off of a Whalers player for Adams. And then Scherer, another opportunity. Easton Wallows right there in the middle of things for the Saints. Did that stay in the zone? No. I thought for a second that the 10 of Bryce Jacobiak had pinned it just enough to keep it in.
Yeah, I thought so too. And then I think Chance Adams is not on side, so not able to stay on sides there.
Cryer punches that one back into the corner. Wallows is going to chase it. Farron hits that one around instead. Scherer is going to come back to the blue line, pokes that one over for Jacobiak. Jacobiak's going to have to swing around as Carosi is right on his tail. Carosi over for Adams. Adams trying to go through the middle. And Boyle was right there and pushed that one away. Boyle and Kale patrolling the middle for the Whalers right now. McKyman, backhanded pass. Wallows in the middle, trying to get that one to come to him from the 16 of Nico Ciardello, and icing instead.
That was a great heads-up play by Callahan to just come in and pick that puck off. You know, for a second, it looked like that he was going to get a free shot, not able to get a clean look, but just being able to just skate right across and take away that pass is something really key if you're able to do it during the game.
Ciardello pinned along the backside boards. McKyman at the blue line. Pass Caleb Brom. Back for Ciardello in the corner. Ciardello sends one. Sat right in front. Sabrin couldn't turn it fully. McKyman. Ciardello. Everyone poking at it right in front of the Whalers bench. Finally, Mulkerin came free with it. Sends it down. Callahan. Back for Sabrin once again. And Ciardello flipped one backhandedly. Caleb Rumpf offside.
Back-to-back offsides where their players can't quite get the puck in front before they cross the blue line. It's happened twice in the last couple of minutes.
Dumped down off of the face-off. Calling for it was Agafonov. Nikita Agafonov will try to spin that one around. He cannot. It pops up and it's carried by Holpig. He'll dump it down. Mertz shepherds it behind his own net. Moved here by Longfield. Colkin approaching hard. They'll shove it around the backside boards for Nicoletta at the blue line. Off of the blue line, Wyatt Britton trying to control it and almost running away with it was Mulkren. Nicoletta, Longfield, and Britton have to back check now. Colkin back checks as well too, and offside was the pass.
Yeah, so what I've noticed so far today is just back and forth, really just not a lot of sustained pressure for both sides. See if Mount can try and recuperate that more, because it's really just been back and forth and not a lot of sustained pressure.
Jamie Glantz popped that one forward. Will Bent picks this one back up as Jacobiak and Glantz try to battle with Jamie Glantz, rightful goal.
What a shot by Glantz. He just came right through the slot and he fired that thing right through past Rich. And to be able to have a powerful shot is a really underrated thing. If you can put a lot of speed on it and you practice it, you go through that all the time. I think it makes it really hard as a goaltender to be able to stop that, and Glantz able to power through and just fire it right past him.
Jamie Glantz, his fourth of the season, ties him with Will Bent for the team lead at 4. And that top line, 8 goals between the center of Will Bent and the right winger of Jamie Glantz.
They have a really talented first line. Be able to put numbers up like that is an impressive thing.
8 goals between the two of them in the first 3 games of the season. Or let's actually rephrase that. In the first 2 games in a period of a season.
Wow. Yeah, you're getting a lot of damage done with not a lot of games played.
8 goals in the first 2 games and a period.
That's insane.
We're not even through game number 3 yet.
I mean, those are elite level stats.
Here's Jamie Glantz and Will Bent again. And Bent gets shoved into the corner boards inside of the final 2 to play in a fast-paced first period of action. 3 total goals, 2 for the Saints. Kinsler, and we get a whistle. And the net to our right is dispossessed of its moorings.
A lot of pushing and shoving from Bent, and then number 5 of the Whalers on the other side, far side boards. But luckily a line change and able to just get over and get off the ice.
I'm not sure if he didn't go down the tunnelway or sitting perhaps on the bench. Don't see him right now. Oh, he might be the player that's sitting down on the bench.
Yeah.
Behind his teammates right now. Chance Adams, one of the 2. Easton Wallace and a blocker pad save, and Wallace is down. And the training staff will come out to attend to Easton Wallace, and Wallace does not look good at the moment. We're going to take a commercial break as the training staff attends to Easton Wallace. 1:07 left to play here in the first. 2-1 Saints. back here. 2-1, 109 left to play. And Easton Wallace skates off on his own power and right down the tunnelway with the training staff.
Yeah, good to see that he got up under his own power and that he's, okay for the moment. Just going to have to take some time off, but, you hate to see players get injured, but couldn't really see quite exactly what happened. He was just kind of skating across the slot, and all of a sudden he just goes down to the ice. But hopefully he's okay.
Well, face-off will come down to the left-hand side of Rich. Inside of the last minute to play here in the first period of action. Carried by Carosi. McKyman was able to pinch over and knocked Carosi off of the puck. Goes for McKyman on the opposite side. That one will carry him off of the sideboards. Blake trying to chase for it. And it was across the blue line just ever so slightly, and offside is the call. U14s take on BC Junior Eagles following the conclusion of this game. Estimated start time is 2 p.m. However, we've been about 15 minutes behind en masse this morning.
Probably be around 2:15.
Probably from about where we're going. We were about 15 minutes behind on the first game, 15 minutes behind on this game. So we're going to expect to be about 2:15 face-off for that game. That'll be the final game of the weekend for the RA St. M sides and final game of the weekend for us here at Fans Only Sports Network. And our thanks to Tristan Tingley, Harrison, yourself, myself, who've tandemed throughout Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to be able to bring all this hockey action as we hit the buzzer to bring us to the end of the first period of play. Jamie Glantz gets one. Chance Adams gets one. Saints 2-1 after one. And they are going to open the Zamboni doors, so we're going to get a break here. We will take that break while they sweep the ice. You're watching RA St. M's Hockey on Fans Only Sports Network. 1 after 1. Jamie Glantz, Chance Adams, respectfully for the RA St. M's U15 side, as they lead over the Cape Cod Whalers. Matt Jones alongside Harrison Prey back here at Adelard Arena on what has now become a rainy Sunday afternoon, as we just found out. Took a little walk outside during the intermission break and saw it was a driving rainstorm.
Yeah, literally. Went outside to take a break, and then we were like, oh, I think we're going to stay in the lobby because there's no way in
I think we're not going outside.
Absolutely not.
We're just going to stay inside the arena.
And obviously, we lucked out with a couple nice days, you know, the past few days. Haven't had to worry about that. But now, you know, just having to stay in the lobby instead.
Saints to your broadcast right, Whalers to the left. As we're underway here in the second period, thanks for tuning in this afternoon on Fansly Sports Network. Today's game brought to you by Stanley Tree, employee-owned and operated. Visit StanleyTree.com for more information. And by Hampton Sports Center, Connecticut's Hockey Pro Shop. Caleb Romp, as that one slid right on Rich. And he got the edge of the blade of his stick over to kick that one away. Swept back as Romp tried to get that one from Chiardello. Around the backside boards by the Zamboni doors. Pops all the way out, comes alongside boards. Callahan will chase it along with Wyatt Britton. Lost in the foggy windows. Chiardello. Sabarin. Caleb Romp. Romp was able to get a piece of his twig on it before getting bumped out of the play. Peter Nicoletta, as he comes off the bench line, changes for the Saints. Turnover and a save made by Mertz. As approaching hard on him was Gentili.
Yeah, Gentili trying to go with a backhanded shot, and Mertz being able to just react quickly, putting a quick glove on that for the save.
Drawback play on the face-off. Stopped to the blue line. Taken away here by the Saints. Holbig intercepted that one, and they were looking for Agapanov. And then Agapanov bumped that one right off of Holbig. Colson for Longfield. And sent right back in by Nicoletta. Longfield. Agapanov on the opposite side. Off of the edge of Colson's boot. Gentili tries to move that one on. Nicoletta defensively ties him up, and it came right off the edge of the post. Mertz got enough padding on it to push it away. Ryder Kinsler. They've mixed lines here now. Well, the Saints are going to try to complete the line changes. They do as Agapanov gets off the ice for Blake. Blake tried to stick that one down. High stick call. Wanted high stick call actually gotten. And one of the few times that you see an opposing team bench throw their arms up trying to get something for the referee, which they actually are correct on.
Usually they can see it pretty clearly, and that time high stick in the favor of the Whalers.
Plenty of times we see both benches throwing their arms up at referees, a lot of times arguing that something should have been called. The referees didn't make a call on.
Yep.
This time it was actually there. We're going to agree with it.
Yep, we are going to agree. It is funny, though, to see coaches just flare their arms up in the air and just pleading their case. It's just funny time and time again how they're just going to try and convince the officials.
I am guilty as charged. I have done that. I have done that a number of times in the technical area as a soccer coach over the years. And I can tell you, I have been one of those ones to throw my arms up at times.
Where's the card?
McCurtain turns this one back around. Oh, that's a tripping from behind, not called by the referees. Kinsler regains control of the puck. Sorry, Blake actually, as Blake will carry this one through. Blake gets hauled down, and that time the arm goes up.
Yeah, it happened on the other end of the ice, and Blake finally get the call and get a penalty against the Whalers.
The 12 of Barron goes into the box. 2-minute penalty. And Saints will have a power play. Savarin, Rumpf, Wallows will control the backside. Along with Scherer and Will Bent. Here's Bent, drops that one for Scherer. Easton Wallows. Wallows just rifled one that hit a couple of Cape Cod players. It caroms all the way back. Icing will be the call.
Not sure who that was, but we'll get a better look at 13 for the Whalers, able to get in front. Just block that shot from Wallows. It's really a great thing to have on your hockey team when you have somebody that can just deflect shots and disrupt any fired shots going through.
Yeah, Cahill took one off of the knee and came off to the bench during that whistle and had one of his coaches looked right at him, just said, "Yeah, you okay?" Bent that one right across the mouth of the goal. Pops back as Wallows sent that one for Scherer. Back for Wallows. Wallows off the side of Frangelo. Back inside Will Bent. Spinorama. Wallows shot, score! Easton Wallows, his first goal, is the third and another power play goal for the Saints.
Easton Wallows, that puck just pinballed left and right like 3 or 4 times or so, and Easton Wallows able to get the better end of that puck, finally just taking advantage, and Rich just, at a disadvantage when you have that puck just bounce pinball, like I said. It can just be really hard, and that time Wallows taking advantage and just putting it in the back of the net.
A little bit of cheddar for the Wisconsin native. Agafonov sends that one across for Colson. Karen back, Mulkern. And that one may have gotten through to Mertz, or if it did not, it hit Callahan, who was standing in front of Mertz. That's a deflected puck, so icing is negated. Longfield chases this one around the backside. Whalers trying to see if they can move it out of the zone. They do not. Callahan will be able to chase this one back to his own boards. Carried along through the neutral zone. Longfield and Callahan working it along. Agafonov back of the blue line. They'll dump for Longfield. Longfield looking to try to wrap around. He's bottled up. Agafonov once again. Callahan at the blue line. It's going to get taken by Munoz for the Whalers. Callahan stood up Munoz, and Agafonov is able to work this one free. Longfield, Gentili, Munoz, Agafonov battling for it with McCourt, who gets this one across for the Whalers. High shot goes up over top of Mertz. Caroms off the glass, comes all the way back. Munoz has to chase that one. Dumped down. And Jamie Glantz for Blake. Lifted shot. Save made by Rich.
Oh, man, Blake was just so close once again. Rich just, left out to dry, having to make that save, just spreading his legs and then finally covering it up as it almost crossed, the net.
So killing Blake an opportunity there to try to put one across. Blake pulls this one, rolled on its edge. As Will Bent tried to push it across the blue line. Off the side of Britton for Glance. Switches that one to the opposite side of the ice. And tried to be moved along by Nicoletta. And we have a whistle and a stoppage of play on icing. 10:40 left to go here in the second. Game 2 of 3 on a triple header. U14s to take on the Boston College Eagles. Not the college.
Not the college.
And we will close off the proceedings of the weekend. Blake. Had Northeast Pack hockey play here this past weekend, and Pittsburgh Penguins in town. Mount did not have a matchup against them. They will see them in Northeast Pack play later on in the season, but that was not the NHL Pittsburgh Penguins
NHL
skating
team.
around on the ice.
I have to clear that one up. You know, it's an easy misconception.
Completely looks like them with the exact same uniforms, the yellow helmets, logo, everything. The Dick's Sporting Goods sticker along the side of the helmet. They do play at UPMC, which is the Penguins practice facility, is the home facility of the Pittsburgh Penguins program. But you will not see Sidney Crosby skating around on the ice. However, in days gone by of a while ago, Sidney Crosby did play at Shattuck St. Mary's for a year before going into the NHL, and Shattuck is a team that will occasionally play games against Mount. They were here last year, and the Mount U18 side knocked them off in overtime.
So very competitive team, be able to take it into overtime clearly.
Shattuck was number 1 in the nation coming into that game, and as I called it at the end, they are number 1 no more when Mount scored that goal.
Kind of dethroned them.
Overlap between Crayer and Wallos as they dumped that one down into the corner boards. They kicked around from the 21 of Chance Adams, one of the 3 goal scorers on the day. Jacobiak will dump that one all the way down. Line change completed for the Saints as McKyman comes out along the back side. Middle opportunity, Wallows, Crayer, and that one is kicked aside by Rich. Past Chiardello. Neutral zone corralled by Scherer. Well, tap from Rump. No offside called. Back for Rump in the corner. Looking out front and center, trying to find Sabrin. And he got bottled up by the Whalers' defense. Blown tire. As Caleb Rump gets dumped down, and icing will be the play.
Yeah, Caleb Romp just hitting the ice there. And you see that every once in a while, just trip on your own skates. And, you know, when you're trying to check somebody into the boards or whatnot, you get tangled up. You know, it can be easy to fall down, but to get right back up is what you want to see in your players.
Yeah, catch a rut or something in the ice, bad edge, and you go falling down.
Oh, yeah.
They melted down the ice over the summer, so this is a fresh sheet of ice that was poured in just before the start of the season, as this one's going to come all the way down. Whalers have elected to split the game and switch their goaltender, so Rich's day is done after he gets through one half of the game. And so instead, in net now goes the 40. And we'll have to figure out who that is when we see the back side of his jersey, because it is not listed on the roster sheet.
Well, that ain't helpful.
Missouri. Mertz kicked that one aside. Double dose of shots on Carson Mertz. McKenna goes into the corner boards as he tries to fight for that one for the Whalers. Comes back for Frangello. McKenna, Romp dispossesses him and then tries to move that one out to Cahill. Cahill tried to keep it at the blue line. Could not. Came all the way back for Romp. Romp fires it down, allowing for the Saints to go for a line change. Missouri will move that one back across. Check that, it's Carosi now. Carosi dumps that one off. Boyle right in front of the net, and it's sticked aside by Mertz. Wyatt Britton along the sideboards. Now move for Colson. Colson drops for Longfield. Longfield for Callahan. Callahan got held up, so it gets pushed into the corner, and now the Saints will have to try to peel it out. Colson. Callahan's calling for it. He has time and space now. Back of the blue line for Gavin Callahan. And pushed across. They'll have to come back into the neutral zone. Nikita Agafonov along with Gavin Callahan. Turnover. Boyle heads the other way. Saved by Mertz. Agafonov along the backside boards. 13 on 13 there as Cahill and Agafonov collided with each other. 4 and change left to go here in a fast-paced second period of action. A 3-1 scoreline for the Saints. Jamie Glantz, Chance Adams, Easton Wallows. A goal each is the 3. That one went right across the mouth of the goal. Open on the backside. Flynn tries to fire that one from the blue line. Kick save by Mertz. Second attempt and another save by Mertz as it pops up off of his leg pad.
Good job by Mertz to just ricochet that and then finally catch it off the shot. And so it's good to be headstrong as a goaltender too, because you know bouncing puck can always be tough to make a save on it.
Flynn from one way, Hines from the other way. Here's Will Bent. Bent! It got caught in between the leg pads, and a good save from the Whalers keeper.
Yeah, even I was confused where the puck was, because he didn't even know where it was initially, and then he found that it was in his leg pad.
They're going to have a conversation to tell him to stay outside of the circle before the puck is dropped. That's what the hash marks on the side of the circle are for. Every single winger on a faceoff always tries to cheat in as much as they possibly can. Blake is going to send that one across the ice for Glantz. No offside called. Now it is called, and we get a stoppage of play.
Yeah, it seems like everybody tries to get a competitive advantage whenever they can, and obviously trying to cheat themselves a little bit. And I guess the old saying, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, but, you know, they're there for a reason, so.
Ben Glantz. Deflected off of somebody's stick, and Karam's off the edge of the dasher boards. Back for Bent once again. Tic-tac-toe, and Bent had it on a twig. Nicoletta dumped down at center ice. Picked back up by Bent. Came across. And it was sent up the side by Blake. Around the backside boards. Kinsler here at the blue line. Kinsler just fires one high. A little bit of a hook there sends the 14, and that's going to be a penalty in retaliation. Definitely something that you cannot do, as despite the fact that even though Luke Scherer was hooked down, he is going to go into the box for high sticking.
I see. Yeah, he fell down to the ice, and obviously fighting back will cause that. Now let's see if the Whalers can create something. Now down 2 scores. I mean, it'd be great if they could get something here before the end of the second period.
Oh, 2 and change to the end of the second period of play. Will create a 2-minute power play for the Whalers. Frangello holds, sends one through, and that one from Hines was deflected by multiple Saints players. Kinsler pinned into the corner boards. It's underneath Ryder Kinsler, who gets up, and now Kinsler in a little bit of a tussle and still having issues. Keep your eyes on that one between McKenna and Kinsler. Frangello at the blue line sends that one wide. Caroms off the backside boards. 1:09 remaining in the advantage. 2 left to go here in the period, as this one's going to horseshoe all the way around. Hines could keep at the blue line. Past Wallace. Hines again. Stuffed by Mertz. And it will finally be taken away by Easton Wallows. Wallows coasting. Drops that one for the 12 of Kreyer. 39 seconds remaining in the advantage. 90 seconds remaining here in period number 2. And Mertz is able to shut the door. And we'll keep this one a 3-1 scoreline.
Yeah, that was a close call for the Whalers, or rather the Saints, because nobody found that puck on the Whalers side. It was just sitting out in front of Mertz, and nobody could find it, but luckily it was cleared out just in time for them to walk away with no goal on the board.
Frangello. Hines. Called for on the far side. Mertz, blocker pad save. Another stick save and another save. Mertz just made about 3 saves in the span of 5 seconds. And a cross-checking penalty is called. It's going to be on the Saints.
Oh, man, this is just one blow after another. I mean, you hate to have this happen because it's going to carry over into the next period. But, you know, it's going to be a 3-on-5 situation.
Gavin Callahan to the box. 2 minutes for cross-checking. And as you said, 5-on-3 here for about 10 seconds. And then it's still going to be 5-on-4.
Oh.
Frangello. Send that one across. Hines, shot, score. Cahill to Hines in 3-2.
Yeah, great play by Hines to be able to shoot that, you know, just above the face-off circle, and he's able to just power that right through and follow through with his shot, and, you know, put some nice speed to that puck, and, you know, a great opportunity for them to get back in it.
It's a power play goal for the Whalers. And the boxes are empty. We play 5 aside for the final 40 seconds here of the second. Chiridello against Flynn. Sends that one into the corner. Callahan tried to pull that one free. Check that. It was the 19 of Sabarin. That is the problem with foggy glass. That one is in! They're going to call it a good goal. It's the 16 of Nico Cianello.
Well, we're hearing some fans right now pleading for a whistle, and I think even the players thought that the play was dead because the officials sounded like they blew the whistle.
I understand what you're saying, and it did. It sounded from our broadcast position like they did blow the whistle. And we're talking with the Whalers coaching staff right now, and something's being said about process. There's no video review in Academy hockey.
No, there isn't, so you can't review that, replay what happened on the goal, but you just look at a bunch of Whalers in front, and they kind of had their hands up.
So the goal stands. It's going to be 4-2. With seconds left to go here in this second period. Saverin. Cianello. Dropped that one into the corner. Saverin once again kicks that one back for Nicoletta. It will horseshoe around, and we've reached the end of 2 periods of play. 4-2 with a little bit of controversy to end the second period of play. Door is open to our left. We'll get a resurface of the ice one more time. Saints lead over the Whalers. We'll be back for the third period of action. You're watching RA St. M's Hockey on Fans Only Sports Network. back at Adelard Arena for 2 after 2. And it has been the puck bouncing the way of the Saints. I'll see if they can hold on for 17 more minutes. Take home another win.
They're certainly going to need it, and at this point, you have a 2-score lead. If you can just, put the puck against the boards, if you can, hold on to the puck, just pass it around, things like that, I think they'll be better off in holding them off for the rest of this period.
Underway here in the third period. Thanks so much for tuning in this afternoon on Fans Only Sports Network. Today's game is brought to you by Hamden Sports Center, Connecticut's Hockey Pro Shop, and by Stanley Tree, employee owned and operated. Visit StanleyTree.com for more information. This one slides in front of the Cape Cod net. Giardello and Rumpf trying to go for it on a fresh sheet to play the final period of play. Boyle will dump that one all the way down. Carson Mertz has gone the distance for the Saints so far. Whalers splitting time have put their second goalkeeper in about midway through this game. Nicoletta over top of Scherer. And a stoppage play 1 minute into the third.
And at this point, if they can just, like I said, just hold on to the puck, to burn some time and, put the puck against the boards, things of that nature, I think they'll be better off. And then also just not, use up all their stamina.
That one right in front, and a backhanded opportunity for Bent, stick to side. Scherer. That one right back in the center. Glantz looking for Blake. Glantz is getting tied up along the boards there. Blake tries to come in to help. A loose twig is out of the hands of a Hartford player. Cape Cod player. That's when you've grown up in hockey too long. You hear Whalers and you just say Hartford immediately.
Yeah. It's easy to misconstrue them.
McCourt for Glantz. Off the side of the boot of a Whalers player. Glantz into the corner once again. Back for McKyman. Given it is 19 minutes before 2 p.m. and we have 14 and change left to go here in this third, all likelihoods are we are looking at about a 2:15 face-off for the U14s against the Boston College Junior Eagles. That'll be the final game of our triple header Sunday here on Fans Only Sports Network, and then everyone can settle in and watch the Patriots and Eagles at 4:25.
Exactly. Perfect timing. Glad that was the schedule today.
In the neutral zone, goes through the 12 of Crayer, backhanded, kicked up into the air, and brought back down before it can be corralled by Wallows. Adams tapped by Wallows. Crayer to the corner. Back for Wallows and a rifle that caroms off of the glass. McKyman, that one goes back into the glass, and they're going to say it hit the net.
Good job using the stick there by the Whalers goaltender. He was just able to just hit that with his stick and then ultimately causing the puck to go out of play.
Adams right off of the faceoff on a draw play for McKyman now. McKyman sends that one through. Save made as Crayer right on the doorstep.
Time and again, back-to-back saves. He's been able to just find a way to locate the puck, follow it into his mitt or pad, either or. He's been able to just keep the puck out of harm's way.
Wrapped around the backside boards. Colson for the Saints. Agafonov will peel this one back. Longfield getting all sorts of tied up. Mertz, huge save. Second attempt came back, and the Whalers have a goal for 4-3.
He was able to get it off the second attempt, and Boyle just able to get that second try in, and once he found that, he was able to just stick with the puck and fire it again, and we got ourselves a barn burner here.
13 left to go in regulation, and now a one-goal game at 4-3. For Britain, Girardello. Off the sideboards, they horseshoed around Saber and got wiped out. Boyle will flick that one down in the corner. Britain will chase it. Whalers will go for a line change. Romp. It's a wraparound of Kinsler. That one's going to pop up into the stands, and they stoppage of play. Oh, I got a fresh piece of rubber from the scorer's box. Surrey and Hallbig for the Whalers. Scherer. Glance. Pops past McKinney. Mishandled by the Whalers keeper, and he finally scoops that one up.
Able to go behind net just to put the glove on it, scoop it up, give it to the official, and yeah, so far they're going to need him to keep making big-time saves.
Sure. Chases that one as McKenna lost an edge. Looking for Bent. Glance gets it instead from Blake. Missouri. McKenna around the backside boards. For McKinney off of the side of Missouri's boot. And sent deflecting off of players sitting on the Mount bench. We will get a face-off back at center ice. Callahan. Overlap from his knees. An opportunity there. Was sent across the mouth of the Whalers goal by Easton Wallows. Chance Adams along the sideboards. Now for Matt Crayer. Adams punches again. Crayer keeps it at the blue line. Crayer for Wallows. Back for Crayer. Scores! Matt Crayer puts his name onto the score sheet. Easton Wallows is going to pick up an assist. An insurance policy for the Saints in 5-3.
And what a game that Easton Wallace is playing today. He had a goal earlier in the game, and now Dylan Crayer just coming in.
Nope, Matt Crayer.
Matt Crayer.
You did it.
I did it. Of
you
course
did
I did it. But I mean, it just shows that, you know, how competitive and how talented both of those players are.
Wallows picks up his second assist of the season to go with his first goal of the season earlier today. Crayer has picked up his first goal of the season to go along with Jamie Glantz, Chance Adams, Nico Girardello. It has been spread around the offense. 5 goals for the Saints, back to a 2-goal lead here, 5-3 with 10.5 left to play. Callahan deflects that one off of the side boards, chases it all the way down into the corner himself. Colson and Longfield back him up. Into the neutral zone for Agapanov. Opposite side for Jakobiak. Pushed by Agapanov through the neutral zone. Sideboards along the Whalers bench area. Bounces for Sabarin on the opposite side. McKyman for Sabarin. Sabarin and Rumpf will chase this one in the backboards. Came back out. Callahan checked that. No, it's the 16 of Girardello trying to make a turn. And that one is sent all the way back. Kinsler chases, left it sitting in front of the Zamboni doors. McKyman will pick it up. 9 and change left to go here. Mertz is going to corral that one. Switches sides of the ice. Girardello for Rumpf. Deflected off of a Whalers player and flutters through the air into the net.
It's been great to see the Saints get production offensively from a bunch of different players. Mentioned how there's 5 different goal scorers, and be able to accomplish that in a game really makes you hard to defend, no matter what team you're playing.
Far side as the Whalers will try to move that one along. Frangello trying to push that one down the side. And this U15 side will see the Cape Cod Whalers at Cape Cod in a week's time. All irony is in a week's time, Sunday.
So
to Cape Cod, to Foxborough, and a game against the Cape Cod Whalers. They go next Sunday.
So we'll be back here fairly soon.
We will be back the 24th for Northeast Pack action on the opposite sides for the U15s and U18s. So a week off from Mountain Hockey next week with USHL Fall Classic games, and then Northeast Pack action on the opposite side in 2 weeks' time.
Should be good to see lots of different levels of hockey, and right now it's good to see Mount playing at the way that they're playing right now. I mean, the Whalers have given them a tough battle, but they haven't quit, and that's what you love to see out of your team. Lots of fight and grit and determination.
Ben offside. Eastern Hockey League on Hockey TV starts Friday night. HC Rhode Island against the East Coast Wizards from Thayer Arena. Check out Hockey TV for more information. Jamie Glantz tries to pull that one. Glantz wrap around, open space as it came back to him, and he tried to flick it up over top. Went a little wide. 7 left to go here in regulation. Standing on a 2-goal lead is the Saints U15 side. Glantz in the middle of about 4 green jerseys. Blake for Glantz again. Kept it inside the blue line. This one will slide out towards the Whalers bench. Cahill will bring it all the way down, allows the Whalers to make a line change. Off the sideboards, Glantz once again as he works with Wyatt Britton. Glantz will dump it down. Saints will go ahead and use that to their advantage and make a line change. Adams, Wallace, chance, Adams fired, great save made. Comes back, Scherer kept that inside. Luke Scherer goes to wrap around. Scherer for Crayer. Crayer holds, sends that one to the corner. Wipeout in the corner was Easton Wallace. Wallace kept control of it and sends it wide. Scherer gets that one as it caroms off of the boards. Good run of play here for the Saints. Back for Wallace again. That one got caught up in traffic. They still pull it away. Adams kept a hold on it. Crayer still has it. Crayer continues on. Crayer holds. Retains that one. Now it gets poked by McKenna back into the neutral zone. Crayer right there at the red line as he tries to pin this to the boards. That was a good offensive zone sequence by the Saints, and that was all on even strength play. Crayer, arm is up from the officials. We're going to get a penalty called.
And going off of that offensive sequence that you just pointed out, I mean, that was perfectly planned, right on their top of priorities, where they just continually, even though they don't get any score out of it, you just keep shooting and it still ends up in to your skaters. That's just a huge plus, especially at this point in the game.
Easton Wallace in the box, 2 minutes for slashing. And Wallace has the junior version of a Gordie Howe. He has the goal, he has the assist, and he now has a penalty on his day. Cannot fight in hockey, at least at the academy level. If you do, you're thrown out of the game. Can push around a little bit.
Yeah.
Just can't, actually have a NHL-style brawl.
Oh, yeah. There's a hard line in academy hockey.
McKinney patrolling the backside of the blue line, is trying to get this from his Whalers teammates, see if he can pull one. Gentile is back there as well, too. This one pops out on the opposite side, right in front, and that one was a good attempt. That was sent wide of the cage. May have deflected off of a Saints player as Caleb Romp by himself. Backhanded attempt from Ciardello. Mulkerin on the far side, trying to look for his second of the game. And McCourt and McKinney now battling for it along the boards with Kinsler and Ciardello. It pokes out all the way down. Icing will be the call.
I mean, a penalty kill for Mount right now, but just say that they've played this third period very strong, and they've been executing at a pretty high level, able to just keep the puck against the boards a couple of times and then sustain offensive pressure, which is just burning time.
30 seconds remaining in the advantage as Sabarin brings this one all the way across. Blocker pad save. Sends the puck into the corner. 3.5 left to go here in regulation. And the Saints standing on the laurels of a 2-goal lead. Carosi ties up with Adams. And that puck went fluttering past Mertz, hits the backside boards. 5 seconds will put Wallace out of the box as Adams sweeps this one away. Easton Wallace comes out of the box. 5-a-side hockey here in the final 3. Adams will chase this one in. No icing. For Peter Nicoletta. Nicoletta sent one. Kicked aside. Kept by Sabrin for Kalen Blake. And now pulled out by the Whalers. Nicoletta stole it right off of his stick. Blake overskated. Came back to him as Blake tries to continue on here. That one bounces up over Nicoletta's stick. Line change goes from the Whalers. Farron at the blue line. Now controlled by Missouri. Missouri carries that one into the corner. The larger of the two players in that battle was the 14 in red, white, and blue. And Luke Scherer takes that one away. Missouri tries to go again. Far side. That one wide is deflected off of the boards. Nicoletta behind his own net. Errant play. Well bent, thankfully, right there for the Saints defense, and clears it away. Jamie Glantz, little stop on a dime. Glantz fires one. That one goes off of the glass and will come back once again for Jamie Glantz. He's going to hold it up a little bit, and it'll get flung all the way down the ice. Icing will be the call.
Good defensive work on the other end for the Saints. They've been able to just clear the puck whenever it's in harm's way in front of Mertz. So you're seeing a lot of good defensive work on the other end of the ice, and that's exactly what you need, towards the end of this final period.
I think McKenna just wanted to get rid of that one and try to get a line change for the Whalers. Crayer trying to hit that one defensively, whiffed a little bit. Gentili sends that one into the back boards. Callahan's going to wrap it around. Ran up the backside of Adams as he was trying to look for it. Callahan carries in. Wallows has it. Wallows scores! Easton Wallows. Double. 2 Genos and an apple for the day.
What an effort by Easton Wallows. He's had a great performance today, and this just puts the icing on the cake, getting a late game goal, to really just end things here. And he's just been contributing in a major way. Obviously, 2 goals and assist is a pretty stellar day.
A 6-pack of goals for the Saints. And a 3-goal lead with a minute left to go in this period will likely put a stamp on this one. So the U15s are going to pick up the second Saints win of the day, and one more game to go as the 14s will take on the Boston College Junior Eagles. That game we expect to get a nice resurfacing after this one is over. Hines, and that got in. Well, 6-4, and we expect face-off of the U14 game to be roughly 2:15, give or take a minute or so. Romp kicks that one around. Sabrin kicks it too. Back to Romp. The puck pops up. Doyle will bring it back down. Pushed along by Giardello. Tripping will get called with 37 seconds left showing on the clock.
Just as we were talking about Wallows, Hines getting his second goal of the game, and it has been that one bright spot for the Whalers today. They've been competitive this whole game, and really, a tough team to play. Mount has just been, answering every question, every challenge that they've brought their way.
Caleb Rump will spend the remainder of this game in the penalty box, all of the 32 seconds of it. As this one will get cleared down off of Hines, no icing. Savarin will go over. So too will Kinsler. And it's deflected down into the end boards for Chiardello. Chiardello is going to try to just pin this one. Kinsler is going to get into the mix and all the fray and fracas. The puck will squib all the way back out into the neutral zone. And the horn will sound and bring us to the end of the match. Saints take care of business at home. Carson Mertz picks up another win in net. 6-4 on a thrilling day. And saw Easton Wallows pick up 2 goals on the day. Will Bent and Jamie Glantz tie each other for the team lead at 4. Chance Adams, Nico Chiardello, all involved on the score sheet for the Saints. 6-4 does it for game 2 on the afternoon here at Adelard. We'll be back as soon as the Zamboni is done with the ice. The U14s take on the Boston College Junior Eagles. Till then, have a good one.